In the deep, dark forest, legend tells of a mysterious creature with gills. Gills? And scales. Scales? A cap. What? Wears a skirt. Does this creature have a fashion sense or something? No, not that kind of creature. We're talking about mushrooms. Mushrooms have been around on Earth for hundreds of millions of years. They have served many purposes throughout history, including benefiting diets, supporting religious ceremonies, and use in medicine. Because of the uses and benefits of mushrooms, many people have an interest in foraging them to experience these benefits for themselves. Though foraging mushrooms can be rewarding, it's important to know how to identify them properly so you don't take an undesired species. Different species of mushrooms like to grow in different kinds of environments, substrate sources, and times of year. Knowing the right time of year of mushroom fruits is essential to having luck finding them. So what if you're looking for an amethyst deceiver? These mushrooms will fruit from June to November in the UK. The type of trees in the area can also be a great indication as to what mushroom species can be fruiting there. The amethyst deceiver likes to fruit around beech and oak trees within woodland areas, so looking around these types of trees is a good place to start. An oak tree is a deciduous tree with round lobed shaped leaves that look like this. A beech tree has oval shaped leaves with a wavy edge and are pointed at the tip. Young leaves are lime green with silky hairs, but as they mature, the green darkens and they lose their hairs. Now that we know the right place to find amethyst deceivers, how can we be sure that we have found them? First, we can analyse the cap. The cap is the large shape on top of the stalk. This shape can vary in different mushroom species. Some are conical, or spherical, ovate, flat, convex, unbonnate, or cylindric. The cap in the amethyst deceiver is convex to flattened with a depressed centre, while lilac in colour. This colour can vary from lilac to tan brown as the mushroom ages. The cap size is quite small, averagely 6 cm in diameter. It's important to note that the cap's shape can deform with age. If we zoom in to look at the fine detail, we can see that the cap has a velvety texture. Another feature to identify mushrooms is by looking at their gills, or in some cases, paws or teeth, but amethyst deceivers have gills. The gills can be located under the cap. Amethyst deceivers' gills are the same lilac purple as the cap and are more widely spaced. The stalk, also called the stipe, is another important feature to analyse when identifying mushrooms. For the amethyst deceiver, the stalk is the same lilac purple as the rest of its features, but again can turn tan coloured with age. The stalk can form a twisted shape and has a fibrous texture. If you are foraging for mushrooms with the purpose of consuming them, it's really important to understand the mushroom's edibility and if there are any lookalikes to the mushroom you want to forage. Lookalikes is a term used to describe other mushroom species that you can confuse with the mushroom you want to forage. Next we are going to take a look, but not a bite, at the very famous fly agaric. This bright eye-catching mushroom is toxic and part of the Amanitaceae family. Although toxic, human deaths are very rare and it has been used in religious ceremonies for thousands of years. The mushroom's fruiting season is from late summer to early winter, where it can be found in woodland and heathland with hosting trees. It specifically likes to grow around birch trees and pine trees as it forms mycorrhizal associations with these trees. This is where fungi can connect tree roots together through the fungi's mycelium to allow nutrients to be shared. The fly agaric is considered a large mushroom where the cap expands between 8 and 20 centimetres. The cap can be a scarlet to orange colour and have wart-like spots, although these can wash away in rain. The gills are white to cream in colour, closely packed, and do not join to the stalk. The stalk is white with a brittle texture and can have what's called a skirt. As this mushroom is part of the Aminaceae family, the spores are white and oval shaped. Spores are like the fungi seeds and released from the area of the gills, pores, or sometimes other variations. Now that we have taken a closer look at the fascinating mushroom kingdom, we can begin to appreciate these wondrous creations from nature. Perhaps now you're inspired to get out there in nature and look a bit closer to discover more that you wouldn't have noticed before. Maybe you will go the extra mile and learn more about foraging to experience the benefits of mushrooms now that you've learnt the foundations of mushroom foraging. Hopefully now, those of you who started watching and feared mushrooms as these sinister creatures of the forest can now have a better understanding and comfortability surrounding the subject. Stay safe and happy foraging.